Welcome back to Fresno Forward. I'm your host, Brock Tatum, and joining me now is Charlie in the Box. He's a local political activist and a truth monster of Fresno. You may have seen him around on some YouTube videos. You may have seen him around town on the streets, just putting out the vibe. So here he is, Charlie in the Box.
So today in America, people, they say that the unemployment rate is at 8.5 or 8.9, but reality, it's at 15 to 25%. I know it sounds kind of high, but reality, that's what it is. It's because they're not counting all the people that don't go look for jobs. In America, the freedom of speech is dead in this nation. I would agree. Let's look at some examples over here in the communist state of California. Well, if you go to your local junior colleges and your state universities, they have a little square or a triangle where the free speech zone is at. And sometimes it's out of the way so no one can hear you. But if we look at a case just recently in Modesto, California, north of where I'm at, there was a kid on Constitutional Day wanted to pass out constitutions and speak up for freedom and liberty. And his exercise thereof was stopped dead in his tracks by the Modesto Junior College's Board of Supervisors, the little police department that's governing them. They didn't let him exercise that thereof. And when they take one American's liberty away, they take them all away. The freedom of speech? I don't think so.
Everything that we have been told by the corporate media is a complete lie because they are owned by the central banks, the Federal Reserve. The banks control our whole economy. They control who wins. They control who loses. They control when we go to war and when we don't go to war. They are stealing our money through inflation. Inflation is a secret tax on your money.
The duty of a patriot to protect this country from this government. Yes. And today, with the laws that you guys are passing, what you guys are doing in Washington, they're just unconstitutional. And how do you explain the agenda that's in Washington today?
The Supreme Court makes a determination if laws are constitutional and which are not. You have your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to try to work on behalf and try to help people every day. That's what I do.
But it just seems like the laws that you guys are passing today, that it goes against everything the foundation of our nation was built on. God, the people, liberty, rights to the state.
Determines what is constitutional.
I understand that, but they're saying that a tax on the people with the Health Care Reform Act, that's constitutional. So what I'm saying is, like, how come you guys keep doing these things? Is American people really aware of the agenda that's going on in Washington?
I've got to get into the next.
In America today, most people live under a state of alpha state of mind, and that's something like, in other terms, they call it a mind fog, of a relaxed state of consciousness on the slight manipulation of hypnotic trance. Most people don't know they live in it. They don't see the propaganda, how they could think like this, or why other people would even want to manipulate the mass public like that. Because see, that's a way to condition and control the mass public. Keep them in that state of mind that they won't ask questions, they won't uprise, they won't stand up, and they won't do the right thing. Well, that's a form of manipulation, and I think that needs to change in this country today. We have to change our state of mind, maybe even something like this. One way America could change the way of thinking is going to a beta state. And when you get your mind of thinking in a beta state, it's thinking logical, with common sense, and to able to critically think, to question authority, to start understanding what tyranny is all about and how we as average people could change things. But if we as people don't change our state of mind of thinking that this is just the way it is and there's nothing that you can do, that's the alpha state. Of understanding that we do have problems and we can't fix it, and take on that responsibility for yourself and I'll pass it on to future generations, that's the beta state. So what state of mind do you have, America? A nation of well-informed men who have been taught to know and prize the rights which God has given them can never be enslaved. Benjamin Franklin. Why do you think they want to put everything digitally? Because it's easy for them with the few buttons to clear it all out. Why do you think the medical community has to get everything off paper and everything is going to be on a computer? Because there's no confidentiality between you and your doctor, because it's easy for them to open up that file and get to that information. See, people, I put all these things together. I'm trying to do my best to educate the American public. So if you think I deserve it, if you think there's anything you can do to help me, please help me. I'm asking for help today, America. So like I told you guys, each and every freaking time, If you're not going to do everything in your power to restore your life, liberty, and this country, baby, you're going to do everything in your power to destroy it. Charlie in the Box out.
Charlie Boss, baby.